Hi guys, how are you?
Hi everybody.
What's up, everybody?
We're back. Doesn't it feel like the same day?
We're back, people. We're back.
We're
Yes, sir.
back. So today's video is going to be like almost like a part 2 of yesterday when me and Perry were saying we didn't believe Gerardo's story and people were
Damn, they're ruthless.
super chatting me talking about how are you gonna feel when you realize you are wrong, liar. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, but at least you got a super chat out of that one. I was just reading the chat. Right? At least, I mean, at the minimum, you got a super chat to be criticized. I've seen some people come in,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And, you know, and it's one of these things like this is the people channel, right? We all got an opinion.
Uh-huh.
And it gets to the point where some people come in and think they can just say anything. But I held my tongue and I was still respectful to them because I understand. Hey,
You mean the
don't
people
have
that
to-
called us idiots?
Yeah, idiot 1, idiot 2. It was
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, let me pay the bills first. Let me pay the
Okay,
bills
let's
first.
pay the bill.
So, but before we get to all of that, we're gonna let you know that today's video is sponsored by Monk Pack. Episode is brought to you by Monk Pack. Monk Pack is the delicious, low-sugar, keto-friendly bars that make my day so much better when I'm craving a sweet, healthy snack. Their plant-based and gluten-free bars are the perfect snack for anyone who is trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Monk Pack's keto granola bars and nut and seed bars only contain 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and each bar contains about 150 calories. These bars are so delicious. They taste like some of my favorite candy bars. My favorite is Coconut Cocoa Chip because of its great coconut flavor with the sweetness of chocolate and the satisfying crunch of the nuts. Monk Pack bars come in other delicious flavor like sea salt, dark chocolate, and caramel sea salt. Plus, they just launched 2 new flavors, peanut butter cocoa chip and dark chocolate cocoa. Also, these bars are not just for people eating keto. They are the perfect snack for anyone looking for a flavorful, great tasting snack with real ingredients and less sugar. These bars are gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO, and are not sweetened with sugar alcohols. Monk Pack is so confident in their product, it is backed with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like the product, you can exchange it or receive a refund, whichever you prefer. Go on over to monkpack.com and get 20% off any purchase by using code Sharrell at the checkout, or simply click on the link in the description down below to get 20% off.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into anything, those granola bars are really, really good. We just get paid by when you click on the link, but you guys really should taste them and try some. They're really good. They're decent price, and I never go over and beyond, but I love those Monk bars. They give us free boxes every month, and they're really,
Mhm.
really good. Okay. Now, you were saying, Mr.
Well, look, and this is what I was saying though. Like, this is the people channel, and I get it. Have an opinion. That's what we want you to have, right? But some of the comments I was seeing, you know, I'm thinking to myself,
Grow the fuck up.
because at a certain time, that's what you need to do. Like, and we all have heard this, and you know, most of the crowd isn't that young. Our mind is a terrible thing to waste. But what's worse when you just give it away? Okay.
Look.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, look, I'm not no journalist.
Uh-huh.
None of that shit. I'm just a man that come on this channel
Uh-huh.
and give you my opinion. And I would think that's what you want. And I want to hear your opinion because I can come in one way and leave thinking another, right?
Uh-huh.
But when you surrender yourself to an idol or whoever, and you have other people think for you, and you take their word as gossip, look, as the word, as your Bible, I mean, then you don't have your own mind. You are simply borrowing from somebody else.
Damn.
Okay. And I'm just saying, like,
okay, Perry.
people,
Okay, Perry, let me slow you down. You
okay.
are just too much, okay?
No, those comments had me hot, but I didn't want to give them the attention yesterday.
Yeah.
But I got time today, cuz.
Oh my God.
I got time.
I can't with Perry. I love him. He's a mess. 31 years, a mess. Okay, so this is what he's going off on. Perry got upset yesterday because it was reported the day before that Shanquella's friend, assailant, I don't know what you call her, that one of the Cabo Six, her name was Daejhanae Jackson, was arrested and
In custody,
in police custody. Yeah. And me and Perry were like, that doesn't make sense. So we came on here so let me also explain how this works behind the scenes. I never go on YouTube. I only go to my friends' channels. You'll see me on Nosy's channel, Diva's channel, AT2. That's about it. When I get off, I'm done. But Perry goes around the internet.
Yep.
And he watches other channels and, keep a pulse on what's going on. I never do that. So I don't know a lot of the stuff that Perry knows. When I came on here and said, I didn't know that this guy, Gerardo Zuniga, had went on any other channel except for the footage that was sent to me. Because I have people behind the scenes that help me gather information. I didn't know that he had been on 3 other channels until AT2 came on here and said he's been on other channels. And I said, don't say the names. Because I don't know. Like, I never watch anybody else's channel unless I'm on your channel to have fun. And you're my friend. But I don't go around to other people's channel. I don't know why people do that. I don't do that. So I did not know what was going on. I could see how you might think it looked like I'm shading other bloggers, but I just was hearing a story from Gerald Jackson, who I've been following on this case, who I like getting information from, and said that the story doesn't make sense. I'm not a shade to anybody. I don't care whose channel you're on. It just didn't make sense.
Right.
And so that's what I said. And people would have thought I committed a crime. All right, so let me tell you what we did find out. So there is this woman out of she works for WCNC. It's a news station in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's a morning anchor. Her name is Sarah French. She is a 3-time Emmy Award-winning journalist. Okay? Award-winning. Go ahead.
With credentials.
With credentials. Yeah. And I'm not saying that people who don't have credentials or other blogs don't know what they're talking about. But when you go to a credited source like the media, they're going to ask you, where did you get this information? Whereas a blog, you might just hear it and say and repeat what you heard, but you have to let us know that you're repeating what you heard. This is not credited. This is what Gerald said. I cannot confirm this information. So I guess you never know who's in your chat, people. You never know who's in your chat. Right. You have to be aware at all times. Anyway, they got wind of what was going on. They went on other bloggers' chats and said, that doesn't sound right. Let me fact check it. So let me go ahead and play this for you.
As Shanquella Robinson's family continues to search for answers in the death of their daughter, some are claiming a suspect has been arrested in the case. The 25-year-old Charlotte woman mysteriously died while on vacation with a group of friends in Mexico. They've issued an arrest warrant for one of the people on the trip, but some articles are saying that person has been arrested. Wake Up Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifying these claims.
Yeah, and this is the article that has been circulating on social media. It claims that there has been an arrest in the Shanquella Robinson case, but we wanted to walk you through the article because there are some red flags here. When someone reports and shares claims that are not verified, this is how misinformation spreads. First, the headline suggests Daejhanae Jackson was arrested in the United States. As of now, Mexican authorities have not publicly even named a suspect. They have issued arrest warrants but haven't said who the warrants are for. Then the article goes on to say Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents. So what is Interpol? According to the U.S. Justice Department, Interpol is an international police organization which provides investigative support and secure communication between law enforcement authorities. However, the Justice Department says Interpol does not have its own law enforcement agents. The article also states the arrest was made on November 28th. However, it does not give a time. It doesn't reveal exactly where Jackson was supposedly arrested or where she was booked. In the United States, when someone is arrested, they are usually booked into a detention facility, and that information is generally public and available for reporters to refer to in their stories. We also spoke with Shanquella Robinson's father. He tells us he has not been made aware of an arrest yet. The FBI also tells us this is an active and ongoing investigation. So we want to remind you to double check what you see online and on social media. Of course, if and when an arrest is made and we can confirm it, we will send you an alert through our WCNC mobile app. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
All right. Nosy, I'm going to send you this video I just sent to your email right in a few minutes while I'm doing this broadcast, and then you can use it. She said a couple of things. Matter of fact, she's saying all the same things that Perry and I said.
No. No, but you know what though? And see, now I don't want people to take this shit the wrong way.
Okay.
Because when I come on here, I'm telling you now, if you think I'm a journalist, I'm not.
Yeah.
A blogger, I'm not. I consider myself a person just giving my opinion in front of a camera. Okay, so let's not get shit twisted. Nothing at all. I'm just on here to have fun, and if I hear something, I say it's rumored. Or if I make a mistake, I should have said it was rumored. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm just a person on here doing my thing. So it's not to brag about stuff, but seriously, some of the stuff in the comments yesterday bothered me deeply, not because it hurt my feelings. I felt sorry for the individual who was too spineless to have their own mind.
Damn.
And just look outside the box every once in a while. Just saying.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. I'm sending this to you now, Nosy. It doesn't seem to be going to IG. Let me send it to your email. Okay. Perry was just couldn't believe people's reaction to something that's so easily proved. But a lot of people just refused to believe it. They wanted to say that she was in custody. And it's not like we don't want justice for this case. We do. But it has to make sense. The things that were red flag for them was the red flag for us. They're essentially saying nobody's going to be arrested in the United States without some form of verification. Even people were saying, I think it was my buddy Diva. She was like, I heard of people being, what did she say, Perry? Being arrested.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, and I get it, right? And different things, people can believe a lot of stuff because we all heard old folk stories. You believe them, you don't, right? I mean, and look, I am no FBI specialist. I ain't never been incarcerated. I ain't never been in that kind of system to know the rules and stuff. I'm just saying in general, people want to come and say, oh, well, I've heard of this one person, this happened to them and it was no trace of it. Maybe, but
well, let me explain what I found out. Okay. There are few and rare occasions where they can book you under an alias, okay? But this is forms of going in a witness protection program, and you need a approval from a judge, okay? So when they arrest you, I don't care if you do eventually go into some kind of witness protection program where people can't know who you are and they'll seal your records. They're still going to arrest you under your original name. They're still going to book you under your original name. And then in the paperwork, it will say approval from judge person going under alias confidential. But there's just nowhere in the United States where that they would just can come pick you up and not have any paperwork that is made available to the public. If that way they can, if that were true, they can just come into your house and say, we may not have arrested her. No.
Right.
They can't hold you for amount of time while so the other people don't know where you are. No, it doesn't work like that. So and then you have to get an approval for a judge. It's called the Witness Protection Program, and your life has to be in danger. It's very hard to get. They say they reserve those mostly for the RICO cases, the mob. Not too many normal people, especially college students, go into a witness protection program. It's very, very rare. But if that was the case, they're going to arrest you under your name. And then in the paperwork that's available to the public, it's going to say, this information is sealed. This person is under a new name, a new alias, and that's not to be available to the public. So the media could go and say, okay, she has been arrested, but now she's under an alias. Does that make sense?
Well, it can make sense to me, but what don't make sense for me with people with the argument, right? We just simply came in and said, hey, you know what? I hear this guy, Gerardo or whatever, sitting there telling the story, but where's the proof? See, and then we don't go back. What happened in the case? Well, no, I ain't talking about that. You said that somebody was in custody. Where's the proof? But then you want to believe Gerardo, what he said, and then you come back and say, well, it happens all the time. Well, if it happens all the time and the system really worked, how did he know about it? And I'll wait for your answer when we drop the link.
Somebody said Perry for president. No, I would have to move. No. But
No,
here's
you know
the
what, though,
thing.
sometimes though, and not, I don't want to be president of the country. Just over common sense, people. Let's have some, and then look, Perry, gonna tell you right now, I'm not always right because my mind think a certain way until somebody change it, whatever. But I can respect your opinion. But yesterday, I don't know what was up your ass, but you didn't respect mine.
What is wrong with Perry today, y'all?
No. I'm telling you, they was that bad.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
we asked for some proof.
Yeah.
They expect us to have proof that the guy lying. I mean, we just saying we hope the guy's not lying. We wanted it just as much as you do. So don't let your emotions run away with yourself.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be true. But then you want to look at like we coming with some bullshit.
I got you. I got Dwayne. Well, nosy to be Secretary of Shade. What is happening? And the reason that Perry's so upset, well, it continued after. People were saying, they started just saying crazy stuff. They're saying there wouldn't be a case if it wasn't for Gerardo. He's the one that
brought it to the forefront. Yeah.
Right. Brought it to the forefront. And I did a video earlier where the mother was on Roland Martin. She said this case wouldn't have been possible without Black Twitter. Now, if you're not Black, there's a section of Twitter. No, it's true, called Black Twitter. And that's where we put a spotlight on issues in the African-American community. Black Twitter is nothing I made up. Because people's like, why are you so colorist? No, it's a thing. It's like the Black Caucus in the Democrats. Okay. It's a section of Twitter where we put a spotlight on African-American issues. She's saying before the FBI got involved, it was Black Twitter that started talking about this case and hashtagging the FBI. Do you guys remember this? They were hashtagging the FBI. That's what brought this to the forefront. I think Nosy did it. She did what was it, 7 hour? She was like, everybody, we got to hashtag the FBI. Let's hashtag the FBI. Then all of the other bloggers start coming forward. It was a joint effort saying something needs to be done about this case. Now, I'm not trying to drag you, Gerardo. But you are not responsible for this case getting FBI's on the case. You have nothing to do with the case. In fact, the things that you have been saying have been suspect, just like Sarah French reported. You said that what's it called? You said that the Mexican police were involved.
The inner police. I mean, the inner
Paul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play it again. That's
like
not true. They're also saying that they would never arrest anyone without any paperwork and without knowing the location. You said you didn't know.
Right. He knew everything else, though.
This has nothing to do with him. This case came to fruition, got eyes put on it because of Black Twitter. And I'm not just talking about Black people who use Twitter. There's a section of Twitter called Black Twitter. And the mom went on Roland Martin yesterday and thanked Black Twitter. Black Twitter was involved before the FBI. Now, what difference does it make, Sharrell? We don't want to mix up, lie, the truth.
Right.
The truth is the truth. We're not going to rewrite the truth. I hate it when people rewrite something.
Right.
This
is
story
anything
is a collective effort of all of the Black bloggers and all of the Black people on Black Twitter. It doesn't make a difference. I just don't want anybody rewriting the truth. So we have some scam artists coming in, taking credit for all the hard work that Black Twitter did. I do believe, I think it was Nosy. Nosy, didn't you do like a 7-hour live? Like, people put in work. Somebody in my comments claimed that Gerald is Daejhanae's brother. I have no idea if that's true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
I'd assume it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
Oh, we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't make sense because he's in contact with the family. It's just a lot going on. But the main thing is that if something is true, it will come from a credible source. This doesn't make sense. This man is looking for fame. He has 122 subscribers. Not that that makes a big deal that you can't know what you're talking about with, but I'm saying there are people out there that want more eyes on their social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's one of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, me personally, I feel like most of the stuff came from Black Twitter, but I applaud him for putting in extra work to get it out there, right? I don't have no problem with that. But if he says something, and whether you started the whole thing or not, if you start saying something that I don't believe, it's my right that I cannot believe you. And that's what I want people to know. It's okay to not believe some bullshit somebody telling you.
Another thing I wanted to clear up was he has a motive. Okay. Another thing is they mentioned this on the broadcast, and I didn't include it because I want to be very gentle about what I say. If you are a blogger, be more concerned about the truth and the facts. Some bloggers, not all, some want to sensationalize.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to make this very, very clear. I am not talking about Chronicle Speaks. I am not talking about Chronicle Speaks. I want to make that very, very clear.
Because people are going to want to make it that way.
They're trying to make it like I'm not. I've said before so many times on this channel, I respect Chronicle Speaks. Now, I don't go to her channel a lot anymore, like in the earlier days, because I just don't have time. But I like her work. I respect her work. I don't have a problem saying I respect her work. So, I don't know what else to say, but
no, I just say this. At the end of the day, it's not about us going at no content creators, period. Our thing was, we just didn't believe what this guy said. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't believe what the guy said. And then hell broke loose, and we some kind of liars. Well, I didn't lie because I didn't say it for a fact. I said I just don't believe it.
Also, I want to shout out, is it Sean Davy Way?
Hmm.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Sean Davy Way. Who did you watch last night, Perry?
It was this morning I watched him.
No, the other girl in the middle of the night.
Oh, damn. I cannot remember her name. It was damn. It'll come to me in a few minutes. But
Chronicle XO.
she had, and they call her Gigi or something. I mean, yeah, maybe that's it because the guy from North Carolina was on her show.
Right. What is her name?
I think you just said it.
Chronicle XO. Oh, here it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Hold on.
Gossip.
I want to shout out Gossip Girl XOXO.
Right.
Thank
Right,
you,
right.
April.
That's it.
So, like I said, Perry goes to the other bloggers and he'll bring to me the ones that he thinks that, you know, is doing a good job or say something interesting. So I watched a portion of, is it Sean Davy Way?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Wayans. Is it what? Let me pull up his name so I don't get it wrong. You don't remember his name, Perry?
Sean Davy Way, I think.
John Davy?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
shit.
Sean
Look,
Davy Way.
okay.
I
That's what I
saw a
thought.
portion of your video this morning, and I just like the way your aura and the things that you said. I really like that. And then Gossip Girl XOXO, having Gerald on there. You just had a really good show last night. I heard it was in the middle of the night. I didn't watch it, the
I
whole
watched it.
thing. Perry
watched
brought
it.
it to me, huh?
I watched it. I didn't watch the whole thing when I came in. By the time, but I watched enough of it, and then I was there when he was there on there.
Yeah.
It was good.
So we weren't the only people who said this doesn't make sense. There are other bloggers out there that also said it doesn't make sense, but that doesn't mean we're dragging anybody else. We're
Right.
just saying
And
that
it's
guy.
actually okay if people still believe it. I mean, because you know what? I don't have no proof. It's just my inner feeling saying I don't.
But
believe
you're
that.
allowed to do that.
And yeah, which I'm allowed to, and you're allowed to believe it because hey, like most people want to give an extension.
Mhm.
A video come out yesterday. Oh, in custody. Well, but we'll find out in 5 to 7 days. Well, maybe we will. And if that's the case, look, I have no problem saying I was wrong about my opinion because I'm telling you half the time I'm not right. But it's my opinion because people can sway my opinion. If I come and say something crazy and do whatever, by the time the show go through, I might have a different opinion.
Well, also too, we like people telling their opinions on this show because we learn from each other. And I feel like it's a valuable learning lesson.
Yeah, it's free.
Just because somebody has a title or you don't have to believe them.
Right.
If somebody says something that doesn't feel good in your heart, and I don't care who they are, you're allowed to ask questions.
You don't have presidents lie to you.
Yeah,
Okay. Policemen lie to you.
yeah.
You don't have preachers lie to you.
Yeah.
You don't have a family member lie to you. I'm just saying the shit is not beyond approach, which, you get to make a decision.
You have to question. If something doesn't make sense to you, you are allowed to question. I've known people that have surgery because the doctor told them to. They didn't want it, but the doctor told them to.
Mhm.
You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to believe what you want to believe
Yep. I don't have
without
a problem with that.
disrespecting anybody else. It got
There we
really
go.
bad.
There we
It
go.
got really bad last night. And also, I wanted to clear up, Roland Martin did not report that Daejhanae Jackson was arrested. He said there was an arrest warrant out there. People were arguing me down.
That's
He
what people
did
have no
not
problem
say
with.
that.
Yeah. But I think when most people hear like arrest warrant,
Mhm.
they figured everything was completed.
Yeah.
That's why people do get it mixed up.
Also, you could believe two people can have two different opinions. You don't have to disrespect the other person.
Right.
And that's where Perry's anger is coming in. Like, people, you can't see something that's not there. Stop. Some people go
Right.
into such hard denial that
Mhm.
they will argue a lie.
Yeah.
Now, What makes it so different from what Perry and I said yesterday, but now a news anchor said it, and now everybody believes it?
Yeah.
The story didn't make sense, no matter whose mouth it came out of. And I don't know what you're trying to do, Gerardo, but please crawl back into the hole you came out of. Stop lying on this story and putting that family through ups and downs. While you are looking for clicks and views, the family is looking for justice.
Right. That's it.
So that's why it's important, especially stories like these where you have family members who hang on our every word.
Mm-hmm.
They listen to blogs. They listen to the news. They just want something to let them know that they're headed in the right direction of justice. Stop lying to this family.
And ain't nothing worse than you wake up and there's all over the blogs. Oh, the person is in custody. You like, damn, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then come to find out, I mean, it's not true. It hurts. It's almost damn near reliving the crime all over again.
Yeah. Explain that to him, Barry. It's like some people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys are looking for big numbers. Bloggers want a big numbers. But there's families involved.
No, I get it. And there's nothing wrong with looking for big numbers. We just saying, look, not every story is going to be the true story. And you get to make a determination whether you're going to believe it and run with it or not. That's it.
Yeah, it's re-victimizing. Everyone's saying, stop re-victimizing the victims. Thank you, Marjan, for the super chat. I will play it one more time for the people that are just coming in, and then we will take comments. That went really quickly. See if I can do it again.
As Shanquella Robinson's family continues to search for answers in the death of their daughter, some are claiming a suspect has been arrested in the case. The 25-year-old Charlotte woman mysteriously died while on vacation with a group of friends in Mexico. They've issued an arrest warrant for one of the people on the trip, but some articles are saying that person has been arrested. Wake Up Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifying these claims.
Yeah, and this is the article that has been circulating on social media. It claims that there has been an arrest in the Shanquella Robinson case, but we wanted to walk you through the article because there are some red flags here. When someone reports and shares claims that are not verified, this is how misinformation spreads. First, the headline suggests Daejhanae Jackson was arrested in the United States. As of now, Mexican authorities have not publicly even named a suspect. They have issued arrest warrants but haven't said who the warrants are for. Then the article goes on to say Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents. So what is Interpol? According to the U.S. Justice Department, Interpol is an international police organization which provides investigative support and secure communication between law enforcement authorities. However, the Justice Department says Interpol does not have its own law enforcement agents. The article also states the arrest was made on November 28th. However, it does not give a time. It doesn't reveal exactly where Jackson was supposedly arrested or where she was booked. In the United States, when someone is arrested, they are usually booked into a detention facility, and that information is generally public and available for reporters to refer to in their stories. We also spoke with Shanquella Robinson's father. He tells us he has not been made aware of an arrest yet. The FBI also tells us this is an active and ongoing investigation. So we want to remind you to double check what you see online and on social media. Of course, if and when an arrest is made and we can confirm it, we will send you an alert through our WCNC mobile app. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
And I see there's people still in the chat saying that Gerardo doesn't lie.
Well,
didn't you just see the inconsistencies in his story? He said that they were arrested by the Interpol agents. There are no Interpol agents. Also, he said November 28th, but he didn't give a time or location, and they weren't able to verify the arrest.
Right.
This is what he said, not us.
And I would say this to Larry Smith, right? He could be. I don't know this man from Adam, right? I don't know his credentials. But like I said, it didn't matter if he was the president, the preacher. If you say some shit I don't believe, I just don't believe it, right? And you can say that he's an investigator, journalist, and all this. Well, what do most of them do? They have more of, most of the time when they come and write an article or do something, they typically come with proof. When I ask you where's the proof, you go back to his credentials. You might not believe he lied. I don't see enough for me to say he didn't lie. That's all. I don't know this man from Adam. And it could be your neighbor because you vouched for him very hard. But I'm just simply saying.
I'm done with Perry. I'm done with Perry. I can't see your face, PM channel. It's very dark. Can you zoom in? I have to see your face because I don't want to get P-bombed. I can't see you. Okay. Alyssa says, love the integrity here. Thank you both so much. That's really sweet, Alyssa. You didn't have to do that. Let's keep the family in mind when speaking. Yeah. No arrest would be made and kept secret. Common sense, people. We've known who shot a president. Who shot at presidents. Yeah. We've known who have shot at presidents. Shaking my head. Thank you again for honesty. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Perry. Let's pull a couple comments. Oh my God, all of these super chats. Hold on. I didn't see any of these. False reports can be interpreted the real investigation. Exactly. Shanquella and her family have been through enough. By the way, you're worldwide girl. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I deeply respect you and Perry. You are simply asking people to be cautious, very cautious in what they put out there. And rightly so. Justice for the family and the victim. Yeah. I'll say it. Only Bonji. I'll say it. He's a liar. Okay. All right. Let's pull a couple chats since nobody will come up. And then we're done. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but following blindly is how folks wind up in cults. Thank you, Priscilla. You cannot follow people blindly. Ask questions. Ask questions.
People like that find themselves in a dark room and then the person that got them in there say the light's on. And they had a thing to believe them when their eyes are wide open and full of darkness. Come on, people. Let's wake up a little bit.
We got 2 calls and then we're out.
Okay.
Hey, Tulsa.
Hey, how are you? Thank
Is
you
it
for
Denisa?
having me.
Danessa?
Dornessa.
Okay. Sound off, Tulsa.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And then this is what I wanted to say. The Gerald Jackson guy that had this guy on his channel, this is a moment where he wants to be his moment. And by any means necessary, he stays out there in Carolina. In my opinion, Daejhanae Jackson and Gerald Jackson, they're related, in my opinion.
That's what Nosy just said. What makes you think that? You just feel it?
Well, listen here. You've got them over there telling lies, and birds of a feather flock together. You know, Gerald Jackson put on his Sunday's best to bring this man on the channel to lie to everybody.
Well, I personally like Gerald's coverage. I think that he asked the questions. He can't make the man tell the truth.
Girl,
he said he can't confirm it. You know, like, and I would say this, Tosa.
Well, let her finish, Perry.
Okay.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Isn't it?
No. I was going to say Jackson is a common last name. Let's keep this real. I'm from North Carolina. And, you know, that's where most of us originated. South Carolina, North Carolina, down in that area. So that last name is common, right?
But Perry,
it just wouldn't make sense to me. I'm just saying, no, we can disagree.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense for them to be family members.
Yeah, but this guy has all the information. No other big news outlets were able to get these conversations. So
Mhm.
it's something that's very foul. Something ain't clean in the milk.
I don't know. I think he called in at the right time before everybody started putting eyes on this case and gained the trust of the family. And they felt that they could trust him, and they developed a rapport. But
No,
I don't know. I can't vouch. I'm gonna do
that
like I
family
told
needs to
everybody to
keep
do.
that family needs to keep Gerald away from them. Gerald is bad business. This is a publicity. He's trying to monetize off of something that is very heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying? He's if you look at some of his videos, look at how he would usually come up. Now he's got his shirt all open. I don't know who he's trying to turn on.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I say this though, and it's not to bash anybody because this is all speculated, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not say that we know for a fact, or you know for a fact that it's possible. You just saying that's a rumor, right?
I think from observation, these are just my thoughts. It doesn't reflect you guys' channel, but these are my opinions. And my opinion, I believe that
Well,
there's some type of relation. If not a relation, they are tied to one another. I'll pass the floor so someone else can speak.
Oh, now I
okay,
hear you.
thank you. Is it Darnisha?
Dornessa.
Dornessa, I'm sorry, I cannot read. Sound off really quickly.
Okay. My take is just a little bit different from you guys.
Okay.
One, because I have a lot of friends who are in law enforcement. One of the things that you guys keep saying is that you can't find anything in the system. Well, she technically does not have a warrant in the US. Her warrant is over in Mexico. So that's what so the US, if they do have her, they're simply detaining her for extradition to Mexico, which she
But
can
Mexican
actually fight.
officials cannot come to the United States and arrest anybody. That would have to be the U.S.
That's why
the
there's
feds.
extradition. Exactly. So she would not be in the US system because the US does not have a warrant for her. Mexico has a warrant for her. Since Mexico has a warrant for her, they had to file the paperwork to have her extradited back to Mexico. So she wouldn't be in our U.S. Prison system or the system to look her up on the internet in the U.S. And then it's federal. It is not state. So since it is federal, the federal FBI has been known to hold secrets until they're ready to let it out.
Okay.
So
Did
a
you
lot
hear
of
the
things
news
that
anchor woman say? She said, "This is from the news. Everything has to be documented. I cannot arrest, detain anybody without any paperwork. I cannot just go in your house and tell you come with me and make
again,
Mexico's doing your paperwork."
Okay,
again,
let me ask you this.
this
Can I
is
ask you this?
federal.
Is it any proof that she been detained?
Federal, local, it has to be documented. We are a country of laws.
Right.
No officer.
And who's to say that it's not documented, but they just haven't provided that information to the public? Like, yeah, I'm just being devil's advocate and
Oh yeah,
knowing.
no, I get you. No, I'm saying, yeah. I mean, and I enjoy going back and forth because then I'm being one too. And then I'm saying, well, wouldn't it be some kind of record of her being detained? And if it was so top secret, how did Gerardo know in Mexico?
Okay, now he generally says, and I'm not taking up for him. I don't know if he's
I
lying
got
now, but he says he has inside information, which he was the one who actually leaked the actual warrant when the warrant was released. No one else. No. He gave the paper. He gave the documented paperwork of the actual warrant when he was not supposed to.
I have to clear this up. So I just did another video before this in which Shanquella's mother came on and said the FBI told her, not this leaked information. So Mexico can't just.
Now, I'm not saying that he told her. What I'm saying is he was the one who actually put the actual warrant on the internet, which everybody takes as factual because he put it out. But now all of a sudden, and I don't know him, but now all of a sudden he's a liar. But everybody believes, even the Miami Herald, the Yahoo. If you look all those up on there, they actually have his actual report that he put out, and they do quote his name.
Let me ask you, Stacy, what do you think about what she's saying?
Well, first of all, there's a thing called trust but verify. And you and Perry did what you're supposed to do. You looked for the facts. You didn't just believe because you saw it on the internet.
Uh-huh.
So I have a couple of things I wanted to say. Your chat, do not even feel like you have to address the trolls. I made one comment and I was attacked by these people just for saying I grew up in West Virginia. We didn't learn anything. I try to learn. Your channel is diverse. I learn a lot. And I got everything from I'm glad you're not my mom to, I mean, I almost cried. I was shaking. So that's all I've got to say. And Sharrell and Perry, just keep doing your thing and don't trust just because someone wrote something. Thank you.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Stacy. I do apologize.
I love you all. I love Perry's texts all the time. I'm the one that responds back that I hate this world. So thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, we got one more. Don't go anywhere, Darnessa. Did I say it right this time?
It's Darnessa, like Vanessa, but your front door.
Sorry. Is it Oceans? Oceans, can you hear me? You're on mute.
Yes.
Sound off really quickly.
Hi, I was calling because I mean this is like really off topic, but remember the man that had the paperwork and went out the country and had to file for asylum because he was wanted in the United States because he had like private information against the government or something like that? Isn't the way that, not trying to help, I mean, isn't it a way that she could file for asylum in her own country? And even though Mexico was looking for her, could she like file for asylum and Mexico not be able to pick her up?
I would
fighting extradition. She can do that. That's what I said. Yeah, she can fight extradition.
But they've already announced that. Go ahead.
Yeah, they announced her. Yeah, and they had announced that man's warrant too when he was outside the country of the United States and had that paperwork or whatever like that, and he filed for asylum. And then even when they was about to arrest him in one country, he went to another country and then filed for asylum there and been avoiding extradition or charges for a long time. I think they finally got him over here, which was years later, like 10 years or something like that.
I mean, that's all up to the government.
Yeah.
It's their approval if they want to grant the extradition or not. That's not up to her. She could try to fight it, but ultimately it's up to the United States and what they, you know, also they have a lot of things too. Sometimes they won't send you back if there's death penalty involved, which I don't know. Does anybody on the panel know? I don't know if that's involved and stuff like that.
No, it was just like, I believe it was like 20 to 40 or 60 years.
Yeah, that's it. So let me ask you, Dornessa, did I get it right?
Yeah.
I hate saying people's names wrong, so I apologize for that. What do you think happened? You think she's arrested right now, Daejhanae?
Because of how the FBI operates, I would not say no. I would say possibly. I would say that she may very well be detained at this point in time, but I just know we can't arrest her. So I don't know if it's a language barrier and he put the word arrest up there and meant detained, but I think there's a strong possibility.
But what about when you see reports when the news are coming forward and say, don't believe all of this?
Say that
nothing has been verified.
Again, the news is using the word arrest. And she's not arrested. If it was arrested legally by our a law enforcement office in the U.S., then her name would be everywhere. So technically, with us not being able to arrest her because we don't have a warrant, the United States does not have a warrant.
But
so
if she was arrested, you're saying that Mexico can come into the United States and arrest whoever they want and show no proof?
No,
They have to go through the feds, don't they?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, Mexico has already did all the paperwork that they needed to do to send over to the United States to request extradition. United States has granted that, but it's going to take a minute to actually send her over there. So at this point in time, she could be detained and not be arrested because it is international. Interpol is the agency that communicates between the two. They have no officers. They don't have any.
Gerardo said it was Interpol that arrested her, and they're saying that's
what I'm saying. True. It could be a language barrier. It could very well be a language barrier. Now, I don't know, so everybody don't start hitting me up.
Oh no, I'm just
giving you.
Neither one of us actually know, but I'm just saying I know we'll go from arrest to detained, right? Are you telling me what would be the biggest if they didn't arrest her, just detained her? Why would it be kept so quietly?
Well, like I said again,
they didn't arrest her, so it's not like.
Right, but they have a treaty between, I think, 190 countries. When something happens over in another country, they can actually ask for the country that the person has escaped to be detained, and they have to prove or have to show evidence of why they want this person detained. From my understanding, the U.S. has already approved extradition, so therefore, it's about doing the paperwork now. And maybe she has the money or trying to fight extradition, so it could take months and years for her to even go over to Mexico.
So she can just stay in there for months and months and nobody ever say anything?
I don't think it'll get to that. I don't think it'll get to that point.
Like her being kidnapped.
But listen, do y'all remember when I told y'all that Daejhanae was she had her Cash App up saying that she was taking interviews, and that's why I said don't send no money, because we have to think about it like this. When you got to think like a criminal. You're trying to avoid, you're trying to cover up, you're trying to do everything to secure yourself. So I just want to say to everybody out there, just think like a criminal. What would you do if you committed a crime? You know, we're not asking you to go and commit them. We're just saying, just try to put yourself in the people's places and try to think how they're thinking. I don't know if that makes sense.
All right. Listen, I got a long line. Did you want to say anything else, Durnessa?
No, I just want to say, keep your minds open a little bit and just know that the U.S. did not have a warrant themselves. So her name would not be our U.S. criminal system. It's all about Mexico at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. Take care, guys. I'm going to bring up a new panel. Okay, guys?
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Tulsa. And thank you, Ocean, for calling. I appreciate the call. Hi, Sheila.
Hello.
Hi, Spirit.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, Miss P, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me read these super chats really quickly. Interpol is an international criminal police organization that works to fight international crime, not solve murders unless it's connected to a mob cartel. That's what I heard the news anchor say. The U.S. cannot detain her until certain paperwork is complete through Interpol, and she not on that. And Interpol does not arrest. They do not arrest. That's what I heard the news say. Let's start with you, Sheila. Sound off.
Okay, first off, I'm going to say this. I get people really want to believe this, and there's so many ways to look at this, but we are forgetting how they keep saying how crooked Mexico's police, their jail system, everything is there. So now we are believing someone because they said they are investigator. We don't know his credentials. We don't know how true they are. I want her to be
spirit.
Well, you got to figure that people are believing it because they're saying that this person, he's an investigator and he's the one that's telling the truth. But on the other hand, if they're saying that Mexico has a very crooked system, he's from Mexico. So why is a possibility that he is scamming us for information or putting out false information? And
Let
just
me let
because that information he initially interviewed on another site, I'm not going to mention, that is a
thank you.
credible site,
Mhm.
that doesn't mean that he wasn't scammed by that person.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
And that's the thing that people are looking at. They're looking at the source that it came from, and they're going, well, he wouldn't put this on because he would know better. And he also, this particular guy that
Please,
has that
please don't
website
say it.
has ties there.
Let me
So
let Diva talk because she's in the car and I know she is headed someplace. Diva, sound off real quick.
I just, really quickly, I think that everybody kind of wants to believe it too because they want justice to be served, right? And I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, Dornessa. I hope I'm pronouncing her name
That's
correctly.
it.
It,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's what I was trying to say yesterday. I know no facts. I haven't seen no paperwork, but what I was connecting with is what she's saying according to the process. But that doesn't mean that, oh, I connect and believe what that guy is saying is true, right? I'm just saying that the process, that's what I was trying to explain yesterday. The process in which she's talking about and described that's the process I was trying to say yesterday, that it is possible that all of that is so. But that doesn't mean that it is so that they have this person detained. But it is known that they have done that process. And it is also known that some people, because they don't have the money and they don't have a lawyer, that they're detained for days and months, whether right or wrong, because they don't have the lawyer and the money to become undetained while they're
Did you
waiting
hear
to
what?
be
Did
set
you hear
where
what
they
the
could go.
news? Did you hear what the news
Oh no,
anchor
I heard
said?
it. I
Oh,
heard
okay.
it. I heard it 100%, Sharrell. I watched it. I be in the chat. So
Oh,
what
okay.
I'm saying, what I'm saying is that I'm not necessarily saying that what this person is saying is true, right? But what I'm saying is, if we were not talking about a case at all, what Dornessa said, I'm saying is true from what I know of also, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm saying that 100% they have this person detained or whatever. But what I'm saying is the process in which she speaks of, I know that to be true also. So I don't know also that if somebody is detained, did someone speak too fast and now they want to cover it up and back it up? Because also too, when you have, something that's so high profile and you got this person, you don't want too many people to know because of the simple fact of what's going on right now. You see the frenzy of people just putting out all kinds of crazy information. So it's like, too, they want to control the narrative, so to speak, so they don't have these people putting out all of this crazy information while they're trying to gather the truth. Now, I don't know also, too, as they're gathering this truth, is the U.S. going to be able to have some responsibility in this, so to speak? Because remember, we talked about earlier, did these people plan this in the U.S. before they even went there? Because if so, then Mexico was not the only place that could perhaps charge them with something, right? So they could possibly, as they're collecting information, maybe they'll get charged with something in Mexico, but maybe also after that case happens, the U.S. may be able to charge them with some things also, based upon their phone records, based upon if it is true or not that they utilized her credit card when they came back to the States after everything happened. So it's so many moving parts in this case,
But
and maybe
you
both. Go ahead.
you do know that U.S. controls everything. Mexico will not have a case if they do not extradite. That's all up to the U.S. government. So they could keep him here if they wanted to and just detain him on what happened here in the United States. But right now,
can I say this and I'll drop down so other people can come up? Also, people are forgetting that the president of the United States would have to give the okay, or else she's not going anywhere, or anybody is going anywhere out of this country without that okay.
Right. Yeah, that's true. All
Okay,
right.
you guys have a good evening.
All right, take
Bye.
care.
Sheila, take care. Okay, Spirit, you've been over there quiet as a mouse. I appreciate it. We've been shaking our head. Speak on it. Go ahead.
Hi from Las Vegas. And
Hey, are you
Hey.
serious?
yes, yes. So happy to be on the show. I watch you guys every day. So I just wanted to play devil's advocate because I know yesterday, Sharrell, you were talking about your experience with Mexico and how things are different there. And then how our country is run, how things are so different here. Whereas, you know, the FBI could be more tight-lipped, and you're like, well, if we don't know and he knows, how does he know? Well, he's a source. He has sources there. You know, maybe he found out. You know, I was even thinking, we don't know who owns that villa. Whoever owns that villa, you know, they want this solved so they can go on with their, you know, they could have sent the cartel up here to get her.
Oh God, don't say that. I can't. Would you stop, Spirit, with the cartel? Oh,
we would never know. We would never know. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Miss P, sound off. Oh Lord.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, so the U.S. can't arrest her because they haven't placed any charges on her. So we can't say there is no arrest because we have, at this point, they haven't filed any charges against her.
That is so. Why has no one said this in 3 days? Why are you?
Well, Dornessa kind of said that though, Sharrell. Dornessa kind of said that.
Oh, she went back on mute.
I wasn't really understanding her a little bit. Is that what she was trying to say?
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she pretty much said. That's why she said she's detained. She wasn't arrested, and that's why you can't find any record.
And I understood that, right? But then my question would be for you, Diva, since you're on the panel. If you get detained, is it no record? I'm just asking.
I mean, we don't really know how that works because she's being detained for another country while they work on the extradition, but she can still fight the extradition until it goes in front of a judge. It's not the president. I don't know who said it was the president, but until somebody, you know, until she goes in front of a judge and they plead her case for the extradition, like,
I'm sticking to what Sarah French, the 3-time Emmy Award winning journalist, said. If somebody's detained, there's a record. If somebody's arrested, there's a record. If there's not a record,
but where will we know to look for the record at?
Oh, they have public access. You go,
but where public access to what? Because I'm gonna tell you something. If she's being held by the federal government does not put where you're being. They don't even say that you're detained until they put you in the BOP.
I don't know. Okay, listen. You guys are describing a kidnapping situation.
Oh, dear Sharrell, don't do that. Don't do that, Sharrell.
They detain you. We don't know you're there. We don't have access to you.
I mean, you would have to know what jail she would be in. Because if she's being held by the federal system does not list her until she is convicted in the federal system. And then you would be able to look her up at the Bureau of Prisons. So you would have to know exactly what jail, because they said that she might have been in Connecticut. She could be we don't know where they detained her at. Right. So you would have to look at each of the jails to see what jail.
Have federal systems on their computers in front of their desk where they have access to all federal public.
She is not a ward of the until she is convicted.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I'm not. Everybody can.
I mean, I got people that been in the that's on the BOP.
So you think that she's detained? This is what you think. She's detained. Nobody knows. They're going to hold her for a while, and then extradite her. Is this what your theory is?
I'm not saying nobody knows, and they're going to. I mean, she still has a right to fight the extradition.
But what I'm asking you, what's your theory? That she's detained right now, and
I believe she may be detained. I'm not going to discredit him, because the same way if it was something that happened in the United States and you were giving all the information over there to Mexico because you knew what was going on, I wouldn't discredit you. I mean, I can't say for a fact, yes, she is detained, but I can't say no, she's not either.
I mean, you're allowed to believe whoever you want to believe.
For sure, and for what I can tell you,
telling the truth, and you want to believe him, that's fine. I don't see what he gets out of that. I don't see what the United States gets out of secretly detaining somebody?
I don't think
I
it's
think
secretly, but then they didn't even there's an arrest warrant with no name.
Right.
So
Yeah.
however they're doing it, they're doing it. I mean, have you ever heard of an arrest warrant without a name?
I don't think
No.
they want the other Cabo Five to know that they have her because she may be assisting them in finding the others.
All right.
That's what I said
Let me
yesterday.
just really quick because I got a long line. Thank you for doing what's right. Too many rumors being spread. People who couldn't earn GEDs. Wow. Pretending to be attorneys. Wow. Doctors and forensic investigators. Thank you so much for the super chat. You can find people who are detained in federal custody. That is incorrect. You cannot just be detained. Merrick Garland has to sign off. That's what they were saying. King, what's your theory in all this?
I'm glad you read that because that is accurate. Nobody in this country is detained unless you're on Guantanamo Bay over there in Cuba.
Guantanamo, yeah.
Guantanamo. Yeah, it does not happen. It just does not happen. We can't continue to dumb each other down with non-facts and theories. There are laws. We're a country of laws. Now, Mexico's laws are different. That's why there may not be a name on the warrant yet because of their process. Two different things. Now, let me say this. We all been trolled. We all been trolled by Hernando. We've been
No, it's
trolled.
Gerardo. It's not
Oh,
Hernando.
Hernando Gerardo. Well, listen, do you have his name? Do you have a picture of his name that you could put up? Let me show you a troll.
Do you
Can you
have a
put
picture of him?
a picture of his name?
Gerardo
Gerardo Zuniga, right? Well,
Zuniga.
put it up. Let's look at it real quick. Let me show you the troll.
I can't believe King has ordered me around.
If you don't mind, please. How are you? How you doing? What's happening, bro?
I
Chilling,
can't
man.
believe King is bossing me around. Here you go, King.
I'm gonna show you the
You
troll.
talking about this?
I'm gonna show you the troll. Look at his name. Gerardo Zoo. Look,
You gotta stop.
Gerardo
No,
Zoo.
King, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Zoo. Look, Zoo nigga. Look at his name.
What? Okay, King, stop.
Look at it.
King, stop.
Zoo
It's not
nigga.
pronounced that. It's Zunica. You are.
No, that's a troll. He trolled us all.
Oh my
Zoo
God.
nigga. Look at the word.
It's
Look
not
at it.
Zoom, nigga.
Yeah, hey, he trolled us.
I
He
can't.
trolled us. Now let's get back to the real facts. All right, but that's something to think about. That's something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah, he trolled us all,
Mhm.
and it's because we have a thirst for information.
Right.
And not
Okay.
patience for facts.
Okay.
Facts. Nobody is detained without everybody being notified. The federal government will make a statement. There is no secret place for people. It's just not happening. I don't care what you are accused of. It will be publicly stated that this person is in custody by the FBI in Charlotte. More importantly, the mother and the father will be notified before any of us will be. And to rely on a troll
Mm.
putting out bad information, making money, we're all gullible because of our thirst for information and to be able to come up with our own theories without any facts. And we do the family an injustice by sitting around.
Spirit wants to respond. Go ahead, Spirit.
Yeah, I think the reason why people were led to believe him is because he did come out with a lot of information, like the time of death being between 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. He was the one that come out to say the Mexican officials lied.
How
All
you
of
know?
the documentation in the villa was incorrect compared to the autopsy. So there's a lot of information that he put out that made perfectly good sense.
Well, let me
Um,
ask you a question. Let me ask you, since you believe his information, did
no, no, no,
he?
no,
No, no,
no,
hold
no.
on. No, 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 no. Let me check you.
I
How
said
do
it
you?
makes sense.
No, let's. Then that's just
King, I'm gonna
gossip
give
and
you a
rumor.
break because you fine, but don't check no ladies, man.
Well, I
Did you,
want to check her
Miss King? Hold
information.
on, Miss King. You just said King was fine.
From that picture I see.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah,
Hold on, King.
they
She got
called
a
me the
motive
great.
here. She got a
They
motive.
call me the Great Fox. But
Nobody called
anyway,
you that.
yes, they do.
King.
But anyway, let me ask you this: did Geraldo talk to the maid? Did he talk to the
He
doc?
had information.
Hold on,
He
hold
had.
on, hold on. Let me finish my question, and then I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
put an exclamation point on it for you. And then I just want you to pause and think about it. Did he talk to the maid? Did he talk to the police that were there in the building? Did he talk to the cook? These are people that were there in Cabo, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Cool. Now, how did he
yes.
do that? How did he do that wearing a winter jacket? I mean, it must have been chilly that day. It was very, very chilly that day. He had a winter jacket on, a winter bomber jacket on. He could be in Idaho. He could be in Massachusetts, but I know where he was not with a winter coat on.
Where?
I
Okay.
know where he was not with 82, 83-degree weather in Cabo. Have you checked the
May,
weather? Have you
may I
checked the
respond?
weather? Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not concerned. I'm not concerned with the weather, but if he had access to the maid's report, to the doctor's report, and to the Red Cross report, he doesn't need to speak to them.
Then
Okay.
it's
I,
then it's
I
not
wanted to
Okay.
follow
valid.
up
Okay.
real
Let me say
quick.
this. Let me say this. But if he had all this access,
Hmm.
we only simply asked for some kind of proof,
Right.
and we'll
Right,
wait on it.
but when he was being interviewed, he wasn't asked for proof. And Gerald, is it Gerald with the MCB? He said typically when someone says they have information from sources, he doesn't question them about their sources because when he gets information from sources, he doesn't reveal where he got the information. And
I
he
Do
get it.
explained why he did not ask him about his sources.
I get
do
that.
you think the FBI is more credible than Geraldo?
Okay, you got to stop, King.
Absolutely. But I also think the FBI is going to let us know what they want us to know when they want us to know it, period.
So how does
Yeah.
Geraldo know what the FBI is doing?
He, I,
Oh, oh, oh.
all
I
I'm,
wanted to
all
Spirit,
I'm,
spirit, don't let him stump you, spirit. Come on, keep talking.
no, no. All I'm saying is, I am not saying that everything he said to be true. I am defending that the people who were led to believe that he had some more information because he has come out with a lot of information already that makes sense.
Oops.
Oh,
We
did
lost her.
she hang up on us?
I blew
No,
her
no.
up.
I think yeah.
I think
I
she look
blew
what you
her
did.
up.
Look what
Yeah,
you
I
did,
blew her
King.
up.
Look what you
Yeah.
did, King.
Oh, she back, she back, she back.
That's King.
She must have got a phone call or something. Or you know,
Christy,
she's on
you've
a
been
phone.
listening to the conversation. Sound off. What do you want to say? Do you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Okay. I think I'm kind of listening to everybody, but you know, the reporter that you played, if you listen to what she said arrest warrants. She didn't just say a warrant, she said arrest warrants have been, if you listen to the report, she said a warrants. So that means it's more than one warrant out. She didn't say no name, no nothing. So I don't believe the man. I'm sorry. I don't.
You don't believe who?
I don't
The
believe
media.
Geraldo, whatever his name is.
Oh, y'all gotta stop.
I don't. I'm just being
Spirit is back. Hold on, Spirit is back. What did King do to you, Spirit? What happened?
My I got a call. I'm sorry, but I was just saying that I I am not saying that automatically everything he said was true. I believe people were tending to believe him because of a lot of the other information he did release. And I think you can have two rights in a situation. You know, he could be lying about them being detained, but that doesn't mean all the other information that he's found out and released is untrue.
Well, the
Well,
police report.
but here's the thing I'm wondering. This is all over social media. It's obvious. Geraldo listens to social media every day. Why hasn't he responded?
Well, how about this part? The
He
police
hasn't
report.
retracted. He has not retracted.
The
He has
police
not
report.
responded.
And
Like
my
we're
opinion haven't
saying,
changed
we're
either.
calling you a liar, and you are not
Right,
coming forward.
right. The
He
police
he
report
didn't
is
get it translated,
accessible.
Sharrell.
I'm sorry. Hold on, King. What
Mhm.
did you say, Spirit?
He didn't get that translated. That
Because
he's a liar.
She
Right.
said
He didn't
protect
get
control.
that.
I can't. Oh, Spirit, I love you, but let me read this really
Spirit,
quick.
I'm trying to help you, Spirit, but I gotta go.
I love you too, Diva.
Hi,
Bye.
Diva.
Thank you for
Hi,
calling.
Diva.
Appreciate it. Take care. Let me read this really quick. It was reported that she was arrested, not detained. Two different legal terms. I'm not saying he's right, but a person can be arrested without being detained. Thank you, Cosmopolitan Nation.
He also said Mexico put out the warrant. Therefore, she will not be arrested until she hits Mexican soil.
So what do you think happened? You think she's being detained right now?
Mm-hmm.
And
She on a boat. She's on a boat.
Oh my
No,
God.
she's probably still. I wanted to say something. So I'm from DC, right?
uh-huh,
And everybody in DC goes into federal custody.
uh-huh.
But you will not go into federal custody. You will not be able to find them in the federal custody system until they are convicted. So they'll be over at DC jail. So all the jails have, like, if the federal government might have a little contract with them, so you could be in any jail anywhere across the country. You're not really in federal custody. So if you go to look them up, you're not going to see their name. If you go to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, you won't be able to look them up and say, oh, they're being detained, because they don't take true custody of you until you are convicted.
So you're
Okay. Let me help you with another fun fact. Since we're gonna protect the troll. Fun fact, okay? Geraldo
okay.
said that
King.
he said that Interpol arrested her. Correct? Ain't that what he said? That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Interpol arrested her. Interpol does not have law enforcement officers. All they are is a liaison between different governments, police forces, or enforcement arms. Geraldo said that Interpol found her and arrested her. That is another lie that we just want to skip over. We just want to skip over that. But Interpol does not do arrests.
Maybe he meant FBI.
No, not maybe. Let's go with the facts. Let's go with the facts. He said it. It did not happen. We can't protect the lie. It didn't happen. It couldn't happen. And when people give you, when you can sit back and say, well, he was wrong about this and that, but he could be right about this, that, and the other. You playing with yourself. It's called mental masturbation. You're playing with yourself.
Well, this is
Okay.
my thought process. Instead of us arguing about whether he's right or wrong, let's just pray that he's right. Let's
What?
just pray. Let's pray that he's right.
No.
Let's pray that
No,
somebody has been
No, ma'am.
detained. That's the
not
most
like that.
important thing.
No,
Whether he's whatever he is, the most important thing is that justice is served. So
True.
let's pray that someone has been
We
detained.
we agree on that. Let's all agree on that in
Yeah.
this, because I've been going on for over an hour.
Yeah.
We all want the same thing in the end. Now
Yeah.
we
Right.
do want
Right.
that. You agree with
Right.
that, King? We
Oh, I
want
do.
justice
I
for this
totally do.
family, and we
I
want them off the roller coaster of emotions. They can't even. I bet you they're
exactly.
not even grieving right now.
They
They're
can't
just.
be.
They can't. They're
Did you
going through
watch
the
the
motions.
interview when the young man told the father that she had been arrested? And I mean, you
Oh no,
you can't.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's terrible. That's
yeah, that's
terrible.
terrible. It's
It's terrible.
terrible. Bad information because everybody wants to have sources. Well, there's only one source that is going to be verifiable and reliable, and that's going to be the federal government. And when they have something, they will make a public statement, and we will know at that point. Until then, we're doing a disservice to justice because we're guessing,
Yeah.
we're developing narratives, and
Yeah.
when the truth comes out, we dumb down ourselves to the point where we won't be able to accept the truth because we'll be sitting around full of narratives, not facts.
That's so terrible. Spirit, you seen that?
Yeah, I did
Uh,
that. All I want to say, Sharrell, is let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater. He may be incorrect with this, but when he came out with the information of the time of death, he blew up the doctor, he blew up the Red Cross, he blew up the 2 policemen, and he made everything fit into the timeline. He let us know that she would, and he said
but
she
Spirit,
was
that's if
likely
the
dead.
timeline is correct. We don't know what happened.
That's
We
the whole
don't know what
thing.
happened yet.
Boom.
We can believe what he just said,
But he
but do we know?
corroborated it with
Where is his proof at? Where is his proof at?
the autopsy said she died within 15 minutes of her injuries. When he said, the maid said, when she found her, she was cold and rigor mortis was setting in.
Okay.
I don't know.
But the
We
problem
all
we have
gotta
in that,
slow down and be patient. Let me read this really quickly. What law states that the U.S. public has a right to know everything the feds do immediately?
Agreed.
It will be made public when the feds deem it safe, appropriate to do
That's
so.
right.
Love the conversation. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dean.
I agree.
yeah, I don't
You
have a
guys, I'm
problem
gonna
with that
wrap
though.
this up.
Okay, yeah, go
And
ahead.
let's go with last words. Anybody got last words?
Look,
I do.
my last
I
word would
don't
just be
believe
this, Sharrell, is that
that's it.
we all hope it's right, right? Because that's what we're looking for justice. But at the end of this conversation, I'm still going with I can't believe it because I haven't seen enough proof. That's it.
All right, you guys.
And I don't think like the last super chat, the FBI may not say anything to us until the extradition is taking place. They may not make an announcement until they're being extradited and blah blah blah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Till we meet again.
Yep.
King,
Thank you.
Thank you.
great
Thank you.
conversation.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys. Take care. Thank you so much, Spirit.
You're
From Vegas.
welcome.
Take care. All right. All right, you guys. So there it is. We had a decent conversation today where everybody got their point of view in, and there was no name calling and all of that. So I like these kind of conversations where people can just talk. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. You guys, please don't forget to click that like button on the way out. We got to circulate this video and allow people to give their opinions. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm simply out of time. Want to thank everyone for the super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. On 3, Perry, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.